the water I must drink, Satujam Samnumai. Otherwise, whatever you will drink during the game will come to your muscle after the game, and it's of no use to you. The pistons or the muscle work like this, and it's all in between water. As you go lose water during the game, the second half of the soccer, the muscles start to get conjunct and you cramp or you tear off your muscle. So drinking water before and after the game is very important. Now during the game, what should we drink? We should drink plain cold water. Now a lot of people drink salty drinks or these isotonic drinks and so much. If I put salt here and water here and draw a line, salt will not go to the water. Water will go to the salt. So when you drink salty drinks in your stomach, you actually bring out more water from your body to the stomach. And later you bury it. You are actually causing more damage. So you should drink hypotonic water. But should be very cold, because most of the blood is in your muscles. You are exercising. All the blood is in your muscle. In fact, kidneys do not have any blood at that time during vigorous exercise. Blood is in your skin to cool it down, right? So there is no blood around your stomach, or very little. So when you put the hot water or the normal water in your stomach, it's not absorbed. So the water should be very cold. Just like you take ice and rub on your hand, it becomes red. Why? Because the blood rushes to neutralize the temperature. So when you put 10 degree centigrade water in your stomach, the same effect happens there. Some of the blood from the muscle will come to make it warm. And in the process, the transfusion takes place. And some water will be absorbed. So during training, 10 degree centigrade water is ideal. Okay, plain water and drink every 15 minutes. I'll show you some statistics there. So that is the ideal way of hydrating during the game. Before and after, I've told you 1 hour before, drink whatever you lose in your game if you're serious. Otherwise, standard is about 2 glasses for children. Adults have to monitor their sports and how much they sweat. Now, averagely, if you want to advise people, we should have at least 10 glasses of minimal, at least 10 glasses. That includes coffee, Milo, tea, water, drinks, whatever. Okay? So we have to drink at least 10 glasses, 8 to 10 glasses of fluids per day. Athletes should drink at least 12 glasses, another 2 extra, plus what I have just said. Now what is the importance of water again is the temperature regulation. Yeah, obviously it makes your blood, the fluid part of the blood is your water. This I have told you just now. This 13 to 14%, this is the biggest killer, you know, the aircon. It has a dry air. When we are sleeping, it goes in, takes the water out and takes it back. So even though we are sleeping, we are losing a lot of water. Office has the aircon, car has the aircon, shopping center has the aircon. So without realizing, because they are cold, we don't feel thirsty, we don't drink. I'm not thirsty. In fact, it's dangerous. Thirst is not a good indicator. Even the color of the urine is not a good indicator. Sometimes people say it's not yellow, no need, no water. But we should try to count glasses, how much I have drank. Teach your children and your subjects to learn to count glasses of minimum per day. Okay, 13% is quite a lot. I told you 2% losses, 20% loss of performance. 13%, you start early morning before exercise with this situation, already with a big deficit. So before sleeping, maybe 1 glass. You wake up in the night, a glass. And first thing in the morning, at least 2 glasses. That's a good habit, ideal habit. People avoid toilets and jamban, so they don't want to drink, you know, get up in the night. But to prevent you from diseases and so many other things, this is the ideal way of doing it. Cyclists lose up to 5 to 6 liters of sweating from kV to here. Marathon runner 9 liters. So they really have to drink every 5 kilometers or 3 kilometers. They keep drinking cold water to survive this. Otherwise they'll die. If they lose 9 liters of fluid, they will die for sure. Nobody can survive that losses. So they have to replenish it, and the body learns how to do that. So sweating is hypotonic. Another thing I noticed, a lot of people going around gym putting 3 jackets at 12 o'clock in the afternoon to burn fat. Actually it doesn't do anything. It overheats your engine, just like your car. If you take out the water from your radiator, you start driving, you will overheat the engine and you will choke. It won't have any effect on the fat at all. Okay, so 2 cup, 500 to 1000, 60 minutes, that's Satyajam Sabhu. And these guidelines, you can note them later, but I've already talked about it. Now, cooling effects in the stomach, I've told you, 10 degrees centigrade is ideal. Heating. As I said, it's important to know how body regulates heat. When you are not losing heat from your skin and sweating because you have over-dressed yourself, you are retaining it and you'll get overheated. In the end, you'll have a burnout, have serious consequences. And that is why you have to learn to fix the intake of water. To me, performance nowadays depend on how you eat and how much you hydrate. And when in terms of taking nutrition. Another thing I have told you, I'll tell you, is the carbohydrate loading. What is carbohydrate loading? What we do, if you have a big final or a 100-meter run, 5 days from today, you are expected to run a race or a big match, soccer or whatever final. Then what we do, we starve people for 2 days, POSA. Okay, minimum to BMR diet. Alright, and the last 3 days, sublimine, we overload them with carbohydrate. So 3000 to 4000 carbohydrate meals. Just noodles and rice and silage only. And they take 3 times a day and load themselves excessively. So that during the game, muscles are overloaded, heart is full of glucose and glycogen, and they don't tire out for that particular reason. I told you some event you do anaerobically and anaerobically. And that's a technique of teaching the body how to store excessive energy. But that is like manipulation for sports people only. General public, we have talked. I'll stop for a second to take some questions on food. Then I'll give you some tips about injuries, because you people will look after athletes, young children, and advise them. So I'll discuss some of the stuff for injuries. We still have time. If there are any questions regarding what we have talked about so far, go ahead.
Excuse me, doctor. Many Bruneians, including me before I know this fact, have the mindset that when they exercise a lot, to measure whether the exercise is effective or not is by weighing themselves. Like when you lose weight, it's a success. And if we no loss or increase in weight, it's a failure. That means the fact that our weight, in our body, we're supposed to measure the fat composition and the muscle composition of the body. And we may have increased weight after a few weeks of exercise, but still we may actually lose some fats and gain some muscles. So my question is, with the exception of special machines, what are the ways of maybe a formula to measure this? Thank you.
Okay. Well, first 2 weeks you only lose water. Okay? You're not burning fat because your body is trying to say this man is going crazy, he's not eating fat, he's all running and he's doing too much. The body tries to conserve fat just like during Pasa. It will conserve all the fat this man is not eating. So it will not burn fat at all during course unless you exercise.